This is something you guys have been asking for nonstop. And after a lot of searching, I finally managed to find 3 true stories that all take place during school lockdowns. It was an ordinary, slow Friday in calculus class 7th period, the last of the week, and everyone was counting down the minutes until spring break. You could feel the impatience in the room. Luckily, our teacher didn't assign any tests that day like some of the others had, so he decided to have some fun with us. He opened up a quiz game on sporkle.com, and we were all shouting answers out loud, laughing, and competing. Right after my friend shouted the answer, Adidas, the loudspeaker suddenly came on. The dean's voice, usually calm, sounded completely frantic. He said something I'll never forget. This is not a drill. Go into lockdown immediately. Instant chills shot through me. Even our teacher, who was normally the most easygoing person, went pale. He sprinted to the door, turned off the lights, and told us to huddle in the back corner. We all sat there in dead silence for what felt like forever, maybe 2 minutes. Then the faint buzzing sound from the back of the room stopped. The school had cut the power. That's when we knew this was serious. A few minutes later, we heard screaming echoing down the hallway. A man's voice, loud, furious, unhinged. 2 girls in the corner started crying. The screaming got closer. Then the sound of metal clanging as he started slamming the lockers, shouting, "I'll kill all of you." My heart started pounding so hard I could feel it in my throat. The teacher held his finger to his lips, motioning for us to stay quiet. Suddenly, the banging moved from the lockers to our classroom door. One of the girls lost control and screamed, which only made the banging worse. The man started yelling, "Open up!" and hitting the door even harder. Those few minutes felt endless. Eventually, the banging stopped. His footsteps faded, his screaming echoing down the hall until it disappeared. We waited there for what felt like half an hour before the dean came back on the intercom. He explained that a mentally unstable man had entered the school and attacked the woman at the front desk before she managed to escape. They didn't know if he was armed. Our school didn't have cameras or real security back then. It was basically open to the public. Staff had searched every hallway and couldn't find him. The dean said to continue class, but to keep doors locked and not let anyone leave. Later that night, one of the janitors found the man sleeping in a storage closet near the back of the building. Rumor had it there was a .44 Magnum sticking out of his pocket. By the time police arrived, he was gone. Nobody ever found out if he was caught. To this day, I like to believe he got the help he desperately needed. My school had 2 lunch shifts, one for 6th graders and half the 7th grade, and the second for the rest of the 7th and all the 8th graders. The lockdown happened early October, on a gray, rainy day. During first lunch, I heard 4 loud bangs. I thought it was thunder until the entire cafeteria started screaming. Security guards rushed in, yelling for everyone to move into the multi-purpose room. The kids who were still in line had to dump their food and go. Inside the big room, everyone was confused and whispering. The whole back wall was made of glass, but staff hurried to pull the curtains shut and block the view. Teachers stood at each exit, trying to calm us down. My friend Eric asked one of them what was going on. When he came back, he said, "You know those houses right across from TMS?" I nodded. Apparently, some crazy guy barricaded himself in one. He's threatening to kill himself and shoot the cops if they try to evict him. It got worse, Eric said. The man had been seen watching kids outside the school. He was also a registered sex offender. We ended up stuck inside that room for nearly an hour. It took up 2 whole class periods. Eventually, we were escorted back to class, one group at a time. Later that day, I found out the guy actually lived next door to my friend Brandy. She told me that the Halloween before, she saw him at his window cutting his arm and writing with his own blood, "Don't come here or I'll kill you." Everyone thought it was a Halloween joke, but after this, we realized just how dangerous he really was. I'm 22 now, recently out of college, and I landed a job at my old high school as a kind of computer tech intern. The office is in the basement, messy, cluttered, but comfortable. We've got 3 big desks, 2 mini fridges, a flat screen TV, and, best of all, air conditioning, something the rest of the school doesn't have. I got the job thanks to my old computer teachers, Dave and Gary, who always liked me when I was a student. Working there was great until a few weeks ago. That day, I was eating lunch at my desk when I got a call from the front office. The woman on the line sounded tense. She said the school was on lockdown. An intruder, possibly armed, had entered the building. There wasn't much I could do. The office didn't even have a door, just an open entryway. The basement door upstairs didn't have a lock either, so I turned off all the lights and sat quietly, my phone in hand. I texted Dave and Gary, but neither responded. About 20 minutes passed. It was silent. Then, I heard the basement door creak open. Footsteps came down the stairs, fast, heavy. I slid under my desk, heart pounding. Whoever it was entered the office, but didn't turn on the lights. I held my breath. Then, my phone dinged a text notification. The sound was deafening in the silence. Footsteps suddenly approached. I froze, terrified. Then, someone grabbed my arm and pulled me up. It was a man in a red plaid shirt, jeans, and a dark red and black hat. "It's okay," he whispered. "I'm just hiding down here too. What's going on upstairs?" I asked him who he was, but he dodged the question, asking instead if there was another exit. I pointed vaguely toward the back. Something about him felt off. I looked down at my phone. The new text was from Dave. "Dude, this is insane. Some guy with a gun shot Mr. Buckley. He's wearing a red shirt and a hat. Don't come upstairs." I looked up slowly. The man's eyes met mine, and he knew that I knew. Panic took over. I bolted from under the desk and ran for the stairs. A gunshot exploded behind me, echoing through the basement. I could hear the bullet ricochet off something metal, but it missed me. When I reached the top of the stairs, police were already waiting by every exit, including the basement one. They tackled him the second he appeared. Mr. Buckley survived. Thank God. Nobody ever found out exactly what caused the shooter to go after him. But whatever it wasn't worth it. That sound, that single gunshot still rings in my head every time I think about it.